So we live on StreamYard, good sir. Um, okay, we good to go. We on Instagram too.
Now just rock out. And I'm about to.
Instagram is
Okay,
muted.
we good to go. We on. Here we go. And then what I asked to join.
Yep, that's the join.
Asking now my brother.
All right. All right, cool. Let's get the thing started. What's up, beautiful people? My name is Dr. Derek Standifer, and today I have the honor, the privilege, and the pleasure of having my brother. Man, this is one of my longest friends. I've been knowing Destorian since 2000. I've been knowing you since 2004, King. We've been friends for over damn near 20 years. Accountability.
And
it's an honor to have you on the show, man. So, thank you. Welcome to the people, man. How you doing today, good sir?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. How about yourself?
I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed and highly favored, man. This was a beautiful week. And I know we're making moves of progress and how we're going to tackle 2024, man. So I'm excited to have you on to talk to you about what we got going on, good sir. So before we get started, man, can you tell us what is it that you do, Destorian?
Yeah, so I am Destorian Cash. Man, what don't I do? I'm an accountant, real estate investor. My corporate job is working with small cities, states, municipalities, and to implement our accounting software. So I started in the accounting side. Now I'm on the accounting software side. But straight from Atlanta, Georgia. I attended Tuskegee University undergrad and Alabama State University for my master's degree. So, and I already said whatever I learned abroad, I'm always going to bring it back to my people that helped raise me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, appropriately fitting since his last name is Cash that he works in accounting.
I think that chose me.
So the first step of solving your Rubik's Cube, the first step of solving your life is to believe. The story, man, what developed the belief that you can get into the space that you are now in, good sir?
Honestly, man, it's like, how can you not believe? And for the people out there that don't know, me and Derek talk like all the time when we had these conversations. So this really is just opening up the world to some of the things that we talk about as brothers, as colleagues, as competitors. Man, for me, the belief all started just growing up with my mother, seeing how hard she worked and say, man, if that little lady can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and work from night to night, meaning that it was dark when she left and it was dark when she came back, man, how could I not?
That's crazy. Look, I got a similar story, man. My mother, she worked from 7 to 7. And when you're a kid, you don't understand the sacrifices your parents make. When you get older, you realize my mama did this with none of the resources that I had, so I gotta make it happen.
Being a father now, it's crazy because you realize, like, when your mama was waking you up at 6 and 7 in the morning, she was up before you. Mm-hmm. So all you think about is how tired you are and how you don't want to get up. Imagine you feeling like that, then you got to wake up somebody else. You feel me? And facilitate them going on about their day.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun today. So after you develop the belief, step number 2 of solving your Rubik's Cube, step number 2 of solving your life is to solve your cross. Now, if y'all can see the cross resembles a plus sign. This plus sign can keep you charged up in this journey called life. This is developing your why, your reasons. Story on what is your why? Why do you want to be successful and great in the endeavors that you pursue, good sir?
Really, the why is why not? When you think about where you want to be or where you want to go in life, man, that you do really the only thing stopping you is you. So I know me and you go back and forth a lot about just in the motivation and how you get that strength to go on and accomplish certain things. And we have 2 different approaches. You're more like you read books, you listen to motivational speeches every day. Me, I'm definitely my worst critic. So, man, for me, it's just getting up and grinding every day. For those of you that don't know, I'm also an author as well. I came out with my first book last year, actually. The only self-help book you'll ever need. And it's a pretty basic concept, man. It's really, self-help comes from within. So self-help, the meaning of self-help is to help self. So I just don't think you should need other people to get you motivated.
And if you're not going to be intrinsically motivated, then you're not going to get motivated. It's right.
How you gonna look at somebody else in their story and want to follow their footsteps?
Hey man, you got a unique way of saying it too, man. Because I know I need the community to get me right. So it's dope to have these unique perspectives. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So listen, after we believe in ourselves and after we develop our why by solving our cross, step number 3 of solving your Rubik's Cube, step number 3 of solving your life is to fill in your corners. Now, filling in your corners means to surround yourself with people who are going to push you and motivate you to be the best version of yourself.
Absolutely.
And it means to immerse yourself in a positive environment. Cash, how do you feel in your corners? What kind of environment do you put yourself in? What kind of friends do you have in your circle, good sir?
So it's really a two-factor approach. First, of course, it again all starts from within. So what are you consuming mentally? You know, what are you listening to? You know, when you think about how you learn the ABCs, right? You repeated the same song every day, and that message got through your head. And now you don't even need the song anymore. You know your ABCs. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing about with the knowledge that you want to consume, where you want to go. You know, my mother always said, if you want to get somewhere, you got to get with the people that's getting. So that is the exterior. Who are you surrounding yourself with? You know, and I'm a big fan of duality. So I don't think you have to always be with you know, the most high performing people. You know, it's okay to chill sometimes, but you also got to know when to get on that horse and get to going.
Yeah, it's important, man. You gotta take care of yourself, man. And like you said, it is about duality. Because there's some friends I can talk business with that I can't talk sports with, and vice versa. There's some friends that I can, you know, chill and relax with. I ain't gotta be, you know, straight and narrow. And then there's other friends I got in my circle that I gotta be.
But they all serve a purpose, and ain't none of them bigger than the other one. And I think that's the biggest thing, because you definitely want to make sure, for me anyway, that you are well rounded.
And then you gotta come, you know, I know with you and our relationship, we had unique ways of kind of keeping each other accountable, right? You remember when we went to school, we was betting on who had the highest GPAs.
Yep.
Hey, who had the highest GPA? Now let's put 50 on who had the best GPA. I lost some bets in the early.
Then what happened?
In the early.
But you know what they was? That what our GPA was high, so we just try to not be the biggest loser.
Really, and that shows to go like you don't need these 4.0 GPAs to be successful. Like you make it to the finish line, and you can kind of open up the doors for yourself. So thank you for mentioning that, good sir.
Yeah, and the crazy part is, like, I know you tell your story. You talk about how you basically like a 2-time dropout, right? And my story, you know, when we talk about we both had low GPAs, man. I went through a bout of depression, which I didn't even know what it was till like that's what that was. Till recently, I didn't know how to put it into words. It wasn't until I heard somebody else that I was like, dang, I went through the same thing. And it was just a story about when you're coming from Atlanta, Georgia, and going to Tuskegee University, right, in rural Alabama, with a town with like 4 stoplights. You know, I counted them. It was a culture shock, man. And I had an internal battle within myself when between, you know, the like the Bible speaks of the old man and the new man. So going from the person that I was and growing up, who wasn't a bad person, just had you know, kind of misguided morals, guidance, and things of that nature. But in college, moving to that person that I wanted to be. So coming from high school, you know, this is the same guy in 9th grade that told, you know, Miss Houston that she was lame and she didn't have no money because of the car she drove. You know, and this was like the first week of 9th grade. You know, like, oh, you ain't got no money. Look at the car you drive. Like, crazy. And then moving to the person that I am today. But I think that's why, especially in the mentoring that I do in the communities, I can speak to the youth and talk to them about how, you know, you really want to start thinking about the things that you're saying, because you're going to need these people, man. That same teacher wrote me a recommendation.
You don't
4 years later. 4 years later.
And she, you know, called the lame and everything, and she done wrote you a letter of recommendation.
Yeah, so, sorry about that, Miss Houston.
Hey, it was crazy, right? I tell people all the time, right? Like, don't burn the bridges with people that you know, because you know them right now. You don't know them in 5 years when they've elevated, when they made progress in their life, right? It's like you might meet somebody right now, and they at this level. 5 years later, they're gonna be in a whole nother level, and then now they are a gatekeeper for you and your success. Right. You know, so I always make sure I try to do my best job of keeping people in my circle, but keeping them on good terms with me.
Right.
keeping them on good terms with me, because you never know when you got to circle back to that person. Because I had the opportunity to go to the American Sex today, and they said your network is your currency. Your network and your mindset is your currency. So I think no truer words are true.
Yep.
All right. So look, Cash, after we believe in ourselves, after we solve our cross, and after we fill in our corners, step number 4 of solving your Rubik's Cube, step number 4 of solving your life is to take it to the next level. Now, taking it to the next level means to keep getting better, keep growing, keep making progress in life. Let me ask you a question, Cash. How do you keep getting better in this thing called life and keep climbing up that mountain, good sir?
Man, continuous learning. They say college isn't for everybody, but I definitely learning is higher education. If you want to do anything, you have to learn about it, go out, do it, try it. I'm more of a trial by fire type person. So if I have an idea, I'm gonna jump on it. I'm gonna do it. For the people that aren't, it's like whatever phase that you're in, right? That motivation has to be there. If you started from the bottom, you didn't have a lot growing up. Don't you want to do better? Don't you want to go up through the ranks? And for the people that had everything growing up, don't you want to blaze your own trail? You're gonna keep living off somebody else's legacy. And those people that are somewhere in the middle, you tired of being middle of the road? Don't you want to go up to that higher level? So I think it's different ways of doing it. It's definitely no wrong way.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned this thing about continuous learning. Like I always tell people, y'all don't let your schooling get in the way of your education. Just because you don't have to be a traditional. We know people right now who didn't do good in school. They didn't go they didn't go to college or whatnot, and they're doing immensely successful in their lives simply because they decided to learn a skill, learn a trade, and learn how to monetize that skill in that trade. You don't necessarily have to be school book smart in order to be smart. You can sit here and find a trade or something in another field, another realm that we're not even thinking about, right? I tell people all the time, just think about how much your barber made. Your barber cut your hair in 30 minutes. You pay your barber $50 to cut your hair. And they cut 2 heads in an hour. And we're not thinking about
wake up. But for those skilled jobs, they require soft skills, right? You have to be able to, because it's a lot of autonomy that comes with being your own boss. Everybody want to be their own boss, but some people don't lack the discipline to do so. You might be better off getting a 9 to 5 than being a barber. If you're gonna wake up late, you're gonna tell your clients you're gonna be there at 12 and you don't show up to 2. Things of that nature. You take a break, take a phone calls in the middle of cut. Same thing with a locksmith, electrician, a plumber, HVAC tech. You still have to have those soft skills. Soft skills are universal. You have to know how to be nice to people. You have to know how to be on time. Things of that nature. So you use that in the business world, as well as the corporate world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We drill those hard skills in school, but them soft skills is what's going to get you to networking with people, to growing your brand, to growing your businesses. Things like showing up on time, or things that it doesn't take a genius to show up on time. It don't take a genius to honor your word. You say you're gonna do it. Do what you said you're gonna do. Under promise what you said you're gonna do, and then over deliver. Tell your clients you're gonna do a little less than what you're gonna promise to do, and then over deliver on your promise to see how that.
But you gotta be careful with that too, though, because then they start thinking about, usually people that under promise and over deliver, you don't get that validation or their praise until the end. Versus somebody coming in confidently saying, I'm gonna have it done, it's gonna be on time, and you're gonna love it. I'm that person. So I put that expectation on myself. Then I go home and say, all right, I can't let them down. I can't let myself down because I done told these people all this stuff. So.
Hey man, so look, I'm a big believer. Jim Rohn, he taught me this. Jim Rohn taught me to always do more work than what you get paid for. So it's in the contract. You do more work than what you get paid for, and you'll get sooner or later. If you keep doing more work than you get paid for, you'll get paid for less work than you do. You'll get paid more for less work than you do if you do more than what you get paid for in the early stage. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna follow that philosophy and see how it turned out. Really quick.
Just try it one time and let me know what happened. See if you get more bookings.
Yeah. So look, I actually implement this in when I go to do speeches or whatnot. It might be a school, right? Everybody bringing me out to speak. I do the speech and I'll pass out books to everybody in the audience. And next thing you know, the book will be like, "Oh man, you gave out books too?" Now that right there was a light bulb moment. They over delivered. I got booked several times for the same university just by doing that over delivery promising. So
see, that's always been a thing of mine too. I always like complete the project and then think, okay, like the project done. All right, now what can I do to take it to the next level? Like, how can I set this on fire the way they remember my name?
Yeah, I want people, like when I work with individuals, I want them to say, wow. I want them to see my work and be like, wow, I got all this. I got all this. You know, that's a different kind of feeling that a customer gets when they say, I got all this.
That's but dope. It starts when you're young, though. Like I remember doing projects in school, and the ultimate goal of doing any project is for the teacher to keep your project for the next class to show them what the expectation is. So yeah. I had a couple of mine kept in elementary school.
Hey, that's dope. That's dope. If you can develop that mindset as a kid, you understand the value in taking pride in your work. You take pride in your work. You want it to be, you know, not just I did it. No, you want it to be the best. This is the model. My project is the template to show the other students how to get stuff done. That's a dope way of seeing it. That's a dope way of seeing it.
And I'm still like that today.
Yeah. I can attest to that, y'all. I concur. He is. So look, after we believe in ourselves, solve our cross, fill in our corners, and take it to the next level. The fifth and the final step of solving your Rubik's Cube, the fifth and the final step of solving your life is to see the bigger picture. Now, seeing the bigger picture means to keep your commitment to your commitments. Hey, Cash, let me tell you something. I've known your journey, man. You've been through some trials and tribulations, some things that could have broke you but didn't. How do you keep your commitment to your commitments during moments of adversity?
Man, always looking at the bright side, man. It's always a bright side. You know, when things go bad at work or shoot, even at home, man, you're gonna wake up tomorrow. You know, nobody's gonna die. You know, you always be solution oriented person. You know, instead of focusing on the problem and moping on that, move on to the solution. All right, what can we do about it? How can we fix it? Can we pivot? You know, now some things, especially if they involve other people, they might be a little harder sometimes, but you got to deal with it because life gonna go on. You know, time gonna keep moving regardless.
Hey, man, I got this saying: you either in a problem, just left a problem, or headed towards a problem. There always will be some problems, and you got to understand that life is cyclical. You know, life is just like the seasons. You're always gonna have spring, you're gonna have summer, you're gonna have fall, you're gonna have winter. You always have all of them. And as we navigate the seasons, you just got to change how you approach the seasons. You're not going to approach winter like you approach summer. You're not going to approach fall like you approach spring.
Yeah, you look like a fool out there in the especially the weather we have in Georgia right now with a tank top on and some flip flops.
Right now,
it's a time and a place for everything, man.
Time and a place for everything, good stuff. All right, so look, after we keep our commitment, that brings us to a solved Rubik's Cube, right? But I want to pivot and highlight some projects that you're working on, man. 2023 was a big year for you, good sir. Big year for you. For me, looking in, you know, I think it's great to have accountability partners, and you serve as an accountability partner for me. Last year, you just mentioned the book. What are some other projects and endeavors that you done embarked on in order to become a better version of yourself, good sir? Can you tell us?
So actually, I was inducted into the Emerging 100 of Atlanta class of 2023. So that was huge. I've always been an advocate for community service, man, and the forward advancement of people and Black people in particular. You know, when I was young, my mom used to wake me up on Saturday mornings. I would be watching Pokemon, but she wake me up and do these community service activities. Why we got to go clean up somebody else's neighborhood? You know, but now as I get older, I realized what she was doing and what she was instilling in me. Mm-hmm. And so the Emerging 100 of Atlanta is the young professional auxiliary of the 100 Black men. Tomorrow, actually, as we embark on Martin Luther King Day, we have an event at Atlanta City Hall, which is major. I mean, we're doing this in conjunction with the city of Atlanta and the mayor of Atlanta, Andre Dickens. So it's going to be a phenomenal event. We're going to be packing lunches, making care packages, packing book bags for the youth in Atlanta. We also have different stations to get them involved and introduce them to different things as well. So we definitely are looking forward to that. And man,
what time does the event tomorrow start at City Hall?
So it starts at 11:30 and goes to 4.
Okay.
But you have to be registered because the mayor is there. It's a heightened level of security that we have to go through. But
so if I'm not registered, I can't go?
No, sir.
All right, let me go have to complete my registration tonight, then.
No, sir.
Let me hurry and figure it out. Hey, Cash, so we done wrapped up, man. We done solved our Rubik's Cube, King. We done made it to the end of our interview and solved our Rubik's Cube. Is there any lasting words that you would like to leave the people that's viewing in and checking in with us today on Instagram, LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, and we're also on YouTube. Anybody, any last words you want to leave the people?
Yeah, definitely. Cool. First of all, I want to thank you for having me on your platform, man. It's definitely a long time coming. I remember when you started, I was like, dang, man, I need to do something. I saw the people you were having on. I was like, all right, I need to step my game up, because it's when people are important, people want to draw more from them. So if you don't have anything to give, like I always say, if you weren't, like people say, oh, you ain't gonna use me, use me, because I feel like if you aren't useful, you're useless. If you don't have anything, that nobody want nothing from you, that should be telling you something.
Yeah. You can tell, like, based on personal need. I had the opportunity to go to the American Series hosted by Pinky Cole Hayes and her husband Derek Hayes, and that was one of the main things: be of service, be of use. Find out what your talent is, figure out how to monetize your talent, and give your talent away to mankind and womankind. You might be the greatest football player in the world, and you never play football. You just robbing us of your talent. You robbing us of your gifts and your skill sets to mankind and womankind. So find out what your talent is, tap into it, develop your talent, and give it away. Give it away and monetize your talent. I think that's one of the best ways that we can find out what makes us in this thing called life.
Hey man, you better, because it's somebody else doing it that you might be better than. That's doing it. Like, for example, man, we talk about how if you aren't useful, you're useless, right? One of the ways that I think I impact people is connecting the dots. So pulling out different talents and things of that nature. So like with me and you just talked last week about, I think my role is more seeing the gifts in other people and then saying, hey, you can take it to the next level. I have resources over here. I can connect you with somebody that can help you out.
Yeah, you give me advice. I was posting my, I post my kids learning, and Ayana and Derek doing their thing. And now then you sent me another guy. He was like, "Hey, bro, you've been doing this for 5 years, and he done went viral for doing something that you've been doing for 5 years."
I didn't say that. I called you everything but the son of God in that message. I called you everything because if anybody knows you, they know your kids, man. Ayana and Derek are superstars. They future world leaders. And I was telling him for years, get them Instagram wasn't even really popping in, I don't think at that time. But get them a YouTube page. Like, it's free. You already doing that. You sending it to us.
Hey, and what's crazy, right? What's crazy? I've been listening to Myron Golden. Myron Golden says, if you want to monetize your content, do what you already do and just turn the camera on. I like, man, Cam's been telling me that forever, man. Do what you already do and just turn the camera on.
That's it, man. Your kids are geniuses. But then I also told you, it stopped being cute when they hit about 13.
Yeah.
Everybody young and
it's a time frame.
Now, but if you 16, you're supposed to know how to do some algebra.
Yeah, it's a time frame now.
It's impressive when you 5.
When you're 15, that's the standard.
Yeah, man. I'm about to see no 16-year-old do nothing, really.
Really? You better graduate, and figure out how to make some money. Hey, man, Cash, for the past, it's been 19 plus years, man. We're going on 20 years knowing each other. It's been an honor being your friend. It's been an honor being an accountability partner with you, good sir, since high school. We've been holding each other accountable to higher standards, and not being victims of our communities. I know we used to argue about this all the time, about how racism keeps us down. He's like, man, listen, if you want to move past it, you can move past it. And I can attest to that. Racism exists, right? But if you want to move past it, you can move past it if you really want to, man. One of the things I like to realize, this is a superpower. This right here is a superpower. Absolutely. You can tap into anything that you want to tap into, man, right there. So Destorian Cash, thank you a million for being a friend or brother. Thank you for joining this podcast today. You be great like the lakes. You be blessed like a sneeze. Y'all watching. Peace and blessings. Love and light. Cash, you stay on.